Hey, boss man, no frills. Today's one is a question that I've gotten a few times from our competitors, and it's how do you deal with the fear of regaining weight after a competition? I think this can pertain to just the general public as well, if they've done a good fat loss journey and now they're worried about regaining weight. As always, the first thing is terms. You're worrying about the wrong word. We want to gain weight. Of course, the off-season is about maintaining a healthy lean level, not competition lean, and gaining muscle. That puts the scales up. But we know where the fear comes from because people are fixated on scales, and for a long time you're trying to get the fat down to competition levels and the scales are dropping. And again, comes to a point, if you're guided well, you shouldn't be worried about the scales dropping. You should be worried about the two metrics of maintaining muscle and only dropping body fat. If you're measuring those two, then come the off season, you're still not fixated on the scales. What do you want to see? You want to see a slow regain in body fat back to healthy off season levels. And because as we know, you just never maintain competition leanness. And the second is how much muscle are you gaining and if it's in a good ratio. So if you're focused on those two factors of minimal fat gain and appropriate muscle gain, then it turns into a positive. You don't really care if the scales are moving. You are achieving the goal you need to achieve in the off season. And the fear, I find as well, rises more depending on how hard the cut down was. So again, it comes back to that point. If you set yourself up for a good comp season, you stayed, maybe within 5 to 7% body fat of your stage leanness. So over a 20 odd week prep, you're only dropping that 5 to 7%. It's a nice steady cut down. And so then you're not in such a stressed out state come post-comp time that you can control your thoughts and your body and reverse out of it quite well, no problems. And if you focused on now, as always, the positives instead of the negatives. So even if you assumed the weight gain was a negative, just shift the focus and think about what you're going to gain if you do it well. You're going to gain muscle, which is going to make you better next time. You're going to gain health, improved metabolic rate back to normal, energy, skin, hair, nails, mood, hormones, social life. There's so many positives that you can look forward to. And if you focus on them and get your mindset right about your metrics, then the scales won't affect you as much. So this is a pretty simple one. I would give the same advice to normal people who have finished a long fat loss journey. Don't make it too radical a fat loss journey. Do it consistently, have diet breaks, but once you get to your destination and you start putting calories up, the difference being for the Gen Pop, they're not trying to regain body fat, just maintain, which is much easier. Again, your mindset will have been so focused on the fat loss for so long. To make now the process work, you have to focus on the positives of your maintenance phase, which are all those things I just described. Better energy, better mood, easier socialization because you have more calories, increased strength, increased fitness, better sleep. It's endless. So that's my advice for trying to keep the little devil in your head at bay to freak out if the scales rise. And my last thing would be, if you still are worried about the scales rising, then you need to do a few mental exercises, which would be another topic, to try and break that subconscious patterning that just seeing that scale move freaks you out. It means you are too fixated on the scales and you need to do some mental work to break that association. But I hope that helps, and I'll be back very soon with more topics. We're in between seasons now, so I'll probably try and delve into some off-season topics, and then as we get closer to Season B, in-season topics again. So, yeah.